Disclaimer. Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, Ski? Welcome to another edition of the Loud, Uncut, and Real podcast, a show that is for you, about you, and represented by you. I am the SOL Solar Controller, controlling what you're hearing banging on through your area. What up, Ski?
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Sin City. I am so glad to be here with the people tonight. Let's get it popping. We want to get those calls in and those chats in.
And from the East Coast to the West Coast and everywhere in between, it's your girl Carmen San Diego. What up, what up, what up?
And there you have it. We are the Loud, Uncut, and Real podcast. And listen, we're about to go ahead and just jump right into it. Now, we have different segments on this show for about 3-4 segments, and each segment is different within the other. So this segment right here, for all of those who are new or it is not within our order, the segment is called Across the Domain. Now, in Across the Domain, we talk about different topics that, we all go through being in the order. So this topic today may hit a lot of people in a lot of different ways. So how difficult is it to be in a relationship or married to an active noble or daughter to a spouse who is not in this order or within this order? So let me again say this again. All right. How difficult it is to be in a relationship or married to an active noble or daughter to a spouse that is or is not within the order. Now, let me go ahead and talk to my panel right here. Let's move it over to Sin City. What you got to say about this one?
So I think that if you're a member of the order and like your spouse isn't, it depends on you. Like, are you a dues paid member who's like just showing up to pay the dues and you're not really active with the organization? I think that makes it easier. But I think that there could be some pushback if your spouse isn't familiar with the organizations and if you're an active participant. And so active meaning that you're actually doing the work, you're actually serving, you're traveling, you're doing hopping and popping is what I would like to call it. And so there I could believe that it would be some pushback. And then I kind of want to be clear, when the spouses or the partners come to events and they're able to lay eyes on the other side.
So let me ask.
I think that it could be some static, maybe. It just
depends
on that spouse or partner.
Let me ask you this question. What is your household like? Because I know you're a daughter of Kendall Court. What about your? First of all, you married or in a relationship?
I'm married.
All right. So what? All righty, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Okay. What is your husband within? Is your husband in order or not?
No, he is not.
Okay.
But he is a Mason.
Okay. So how is it between you and your husband? How does your household get along because of the fact that you're in the order and he is not?
A great personal question. Thanks, Soul.
I mean, listen, this is what we're here for. We loud, uncut, and real. Gotta give it to him like that.
I try to avoid me. But here's the thing. My husband allows me to be a free bird. Pause. Not a pigeon, but more like a peacock. So he just, allows me to, like, and I say allows me to be me. There's freedom there. And that's what I can appreciate in my marriage, because if people notice, I'm usually solo. I don't roll with the crew. I'm not with the courts or the sisters. I'm by myself. And so that's because I'm the most comfortable with me. I mean, I'm social, but I have my boundaries.
All
And
right.
so my husband, he allows me to be myself. He allows me to be free. I'm able to travel. I'm able to roam and do what I will. But that's the understanding that we have in our marriage.
See?
So it is not any problems. When I want to go, I go. And my husband is confident because he's not a part of the organization. So he's confident in himself and he's confident in me. Because guess what? At the end of the weekend, I'm coming home to North Carolina, Chris. I'm coming
So,
home to hold you down, boo.
so that's what I wanted. I wanted to hear what you had to say and what's going on within your household, because some people, their households is not like that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to move it over to Carmen. Now Carmen, I want to go ahead and get into the chat as well. So for those of you that are chatting, go ahead and say what it is that you need to say. I'm gonna pass it over to send real quick. Go ahead, let us know what's going on in that chat, girl.
And so in the chat, we have several comments, but the one that's highlighted is from Marvin Hill 61. It can be difficult because you out on the road. Some spouses don't want to go to all the events, and neither should you. He also says you have to manage your time, and that's right. It has
Absolutely.
to be a healthy balance. Obviously, if it looks like you're chasing something more than the work, your spouse is going to be on high alert and bring that smoke to you, I believe. So there has to be a purpose for your movements.
All
Marion
right.
Green, she's out of the court 151, Oasis of Maxton, Desert of North Carolina. What's up?
North Carolina, hey,
All
cool.
right, all right, all right. Now, let me before you get finished. Q, I want to hear what it is that you have to say on this topic right quick.
So I am not married. I'm saving myself for someone immaculately special, but I am Carmen San Diego, so I'm outside. But what I can tell you is that I have seen both in action, usually at the same time. There's that noble with his girl or his wife who was not affiliated, and then you have that daughter with her husband who is affiliated, and it's a lot of the same scenarios. Whenever you put a bunch of women around the man, that's always the first problem, because again, it's just the way of the world. It's just, this is how it goes. But you have to have that trust and understanding in your relationships, that they understand that you're there for a good time, but not that good of a time, and that is all good. You also have to, what I understand from the married nobles, brothers that I talk to, you have to incorporate your plus one in the things that you do, because if you're constantly telling her that she can't come, or you're constantly telling him that he can't come to XYZ, then that's when they start, looking at you sideways. Because wait a
Yep.
minute, you
Yep.
presented me before God, but I can't go to this ball. I can't go to that event. I can't go to the potentate breakfast. So that's where the problems start, because, again, you start to slip a little bit because you create a wall or a boundary that should not exist in your relationship, because you are married now. Girlfriends, boyfriends, those are a little flighty, because, they don't have that same countenance as a marriage. So that can go either way several different days. But with your spouse, you have to be accommodating in a way that they understand this is what you are bound to, this is what you love to do, but you're not using it as a way to be somebody's sneaky link. So,
hey man, listen, we want to hear what you got to say. I know y'all waiting to hear from me, but
Yeah,
I'm going to wait
I want to
until
hear.
I hear from you. Okay. So hit us up right now. You can give us a call at 901-341-7336. Now, you can give us a call, and if you are loud and real like we are, you know what I mean? Hey, feel free. Hit the phone up, give us a call, let us know how you feel. If it's a little bit too real and you want to keep it anonymous, well, look, we got witness protection. My man Cheese in the background, he's our engineer. All right. So when you call and you speak to Cheese, be like, yo, I need witness protection. I don't want my name to be out there. I want to be anonymous. Cheese will make sure that he'll put you on WITSEC and you'll be okay. All right. So 901-341-7336, 901-341-7336. And if you don't, if you really, 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 really shy, like shy, we got the chat for that. Okay. So you can hit us up in the chat and we'll go ahead and we'll talk to you and put your, stuff up on it.
And clearly everyone is shy tonight,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of shy people. Some of these names I recognize, but we need to shout these shy people out.
They're not shy.
Yo,
yo, names too, and they're not shy at all. They're actually very
egoing on the Loud, Uncut, and Real podcast.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more of the Loud, Uncut, and Real podcast right after these messages.
You want to be part of the best? Well, look no further. The Imperial Media Relations Department is recruiting skilled writers, designers, videographers, technicians, and marketers to promote the AEAOMNS brand. Think your IMR material? Send your resume to PR@AEAOMNS.org.
And we are back. Loud, Uncut, and Real podcast. Come on, shy people. We see you out there in the chat, but we about to shout you out.
What's in there? What's in there?
Sin. Get it, Sin.
Good evening, nobles and daughters. I can't even dare to
Red Alert Shy Guy. That's one of my 2018 classmates right there.
Daughter Kirsten Mosley, Al Yushra, court number 251, Oasis of Cordova, Desert of Tennessee.
Yes,
Good everyone.
What up, Tennessee?
Oh,
Italiano.
The Italian. Hey, Natalie. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Natalie.
Our worthy matron right there. How you doing? Worthy matron.
Right.
Teresa speaks.
Listen, we're going to talk to the tech
people.
We had her.
So is she from Haji Court? Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm. We went through that one. Okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, now we're going backwards.
Now, Ramsey.
That's my deputy for the Oasis. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
There you go. Good evening. You have to make it clear what you are here for. That is from
Kismet.
Just Kismet early.
Oh, Stippy.
Okay.
Marvin Hill 61 is chiming in. I think you want to call in for real. How
about call in, Marvin? 901-341-7336. What do you say?
Financial can be an issue as well.
Paying for two.
Yeah, it absolutely can.
Oh,
don't
right.
go trying to chase the bros or the
Oh man. So now y'all know y'all waiting for me. Okay. So the funny thing is that I am a son of a Shriner who wife was not in the order at all. And my mother could not stand the order at all. Like at all. And soon as she found out that I became one, she was like, I should just own you. And I was like, are you serious? But it was other reasons of why she felt like that. It wasn't too much of the partying and all that. Because see, what happened with my father, since his son was murdered in the streets of Philadelphia at the age of 5, he became an alcoholic. And he became an alcoholic so much that he stayed outside. You know what I mean? A Vietnam vet to come home for his son to be murdered, and his mind was just gone. But yet he was still good enough to go ahead and become a 33rd degree, become a noble. But my mom, she just couldn't understand it. Now, fast forward until my marriage, my wife, she's not the type of person that will want to be in any type of order. No divine nine, no nothing. You understand what I'm saying? She just had this thing of not being or being told by somebody, you know what I mean? Being told what to do by somebody, you know what I mean? So she didn't like that. And I was okay. I was cool with it. You know, as many times I try to make her come over to be an Eastern Star, then I try to make her come over to be a daughter. She was like, nah, it's not for me. You do what you do. Now, there are some tips that goes on because she, of course, heard the stories from my mom and how she felt, you know what I mean? And then try to correlate them with what's going on with me. But the whole thing is that she is more about the time, you know what I mean? I'm not giving time. I'm always out. I'm always going to this place and to that place, to this ball, to that ball. And even if I'm DJing and making money, it doesn't really matter to her. She don't care. She wants some time. So, you know, so within this year, because of the fact that I'm not online, I was able to sit there and dedicate this whole year to my family. Now, with that, I don't know, with that backfire on me once I go back in next year? I don't know. I don't know. Did I give too much? I don't know. But we have a communication that is solid between me and her. As long as we communicate, as long as we keep everything, and as she says to me, as long as the bills is paid, I don't care what you do.
Yeah, I don't think she means that. But I don't think that's what she meant. But
it is.
Here's a scene. Let me set the scenario for you. So you take your typical ball, okay? You got women, you know, everywhere, brothers everywhere. And the problem is, especially if you are a daughter or a noble that a lot of people know, the pandemic caused a lot of us not to be seen for years. And imagine you come out, people haven't seen you 2-3 years. What's the first thing these women gonna do when they see you? They gonna come with all of their womanness,
jiggling,
and they hugging, and they and your wife is in the background. You don't even know who it is. Like,
no,
okay, it was 1, it was 2, 3. We up to 20 now, and guess what? You ain't introduced your wife to none of these daughters. So you know they have a tendency to be like, "How's the way?" We're gonna have a conversation about this later. Though.
I don't know about the rest of these nobles. You know, I want y'all to call in. I want y'all to chime in. Hit us up 901-341-7336, 901-341-7336, or hit us in the chat. Go ahead, Sin City. What's going on?
So someone is saying the time factor is big in just about all houses in the order.
Red alert, Shy Guy 19.
Verdu 9. Communication is important. Absolutely.
Facts.
And those are all great things. But again, this is a practical science. Y'all can say a lot of different things, but I can tell you as early as this past weekend, baby, that don't exactly help.
So, listen, to hear what you're saying, I don't know about any other noble, you know what I mean? I don't know how they govern their house or whatever, but me and my wife has been best friends since day one. She saw me when I was a radio personality, when I was doing certain other things that caused a lot of women to be around me, you know what I mean? In that way. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. But anyway,
she's made this story funny. Go ahead.
She's been around long enough to know that, you know what I mean? She knows how to play the role, and that, you know, at the end of the day, her man is coming home. Regardless of whatever's going down, her man is coming home at the end of the day. So I hear what you're saying. I just want you to know that there's some of us that don't have that problem. I'm just saying. Just some of them.
No, right. Some of us. But we know that, you know, the jealousy can be there, the problems can be there. I think that we've all seen it for people, or we've maybe experienced it, you know, for ourselves. I just know with this husband, he's just not interested in none of this. It's just like, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. But at the end of the day, the communication is good, the finances is good, you know, and the understanding is good. And when there's a conflict, we're able to have the discussion around it.
So y'all two make the subject boring, because what Joel is saying is that my wife is great. I don't have those problems. It's all good. Then is saying my husband is cool as the other side of the pillow. We don't have the problems. Baby, y'all need to hang out with the single daughter, because the single daughter got receipts. I got receipts. I got food to spill for months at a time, because I know there was a daughter a sister that wasn't a daughter, whose husband was a noble, and after about 2-3 imperial sessions, another daughter was like, you might want to get you an application, because you know they be wanting to coming at your man at imperial session. The next imperial session she had on a bed. When I tell you,
yo, are you serious? Are you serious? You said the next imperial session. She came with a fez.
The daughter, she wasn't a daughter. She was Eastern Star. The daughter of another noble said to her, you might need to get you an application, because down here at Imperial Session, this is SinCity.com. They come in for your man. And that shit was so messed up. She got her an application, and I promise you, never again could he tell her she couldn't come to Imperial Session, or she had to come and leave by that Sunday. Because
it was a mini vacation.
It didn't change anything, but I'm just saying it's the effort that she put in to make it happen. So you got to understand, everybody's scenario is not as clean cut as yours, where everybody's trusting and letting you ride out you. But the majority of these, there are problems that come along with being in these organizations that you didn't see coming. I don't care how many bills you paid. I don't care how honest you are. But did that make them step off her man? The answer is negative, Ghost Rider.
No.
It made it worse.
It made it worse.
Now you done wasted all this money and bought a fans, and your man is still living his best life.
However, he's so for the streets.
Daughter Mosley, what did Daughter Mosley say?
I'm single and not married, so I can't give a personal response. However, since we're being loud, uncut, and real, it's also those spouses that are both in the order and there's still lies issues.
Come on, Kristen. Thank you, Sugar. Because again, that's the truth and the honest right there. Y'all can talk about respect and love and all of that, but I can tell you there's a lot of households now that are, look, Imperial Session is coming up. Ooh, them arguments is brewing.
Let me switch this up.
Wait, y'all. Because the issue comes up because people are looking for love.
That right there. Say it again, Sin.
Y'all done changed the subject now. We gonna get the sneaky links and rubies later, but today.
Okay. For the single people, what would you do if you were openly dating a noble or a daughter, and a member of your court and temple continues to flirt with them, and they know that you are dating this person, but somebody in your temple or court continues to flirt with this person? What you do?
I'm sorry, my eyes I couldn't stop blinking because I was trying to imagine it, but I blinked 100 times and I still can't see it. At the end of the day, let's be real. A relationship is two people. Listen, I don't want a man, don't nobody want. Let's be clear. That's number one. So my thing is my fine noble, because I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. When you nobles regale, y'all look different. No, walk different. You smell different. There's a swagger that comes with the regalia, especially with your big collars and you look regal. You look good. Your hand, it's kind of like the pastor to a single or widowed woman on Sunday morning in the pulpit. You got this pull about you, right? So I'm dating that dude. Like I say, I'm dating that dude. But if there's a chick that knows that I'm dating that dude and she still wants to try it, there's two obstacles. It's him and me. It's to him and me. If he allows it, then I got to deal with him, and then subsequently deal with her. But again, it's about that trust and that conversation and commanding the respect of your relationship, which we know sometimes goes a little left. But
look at love.
I don't know about the ain't love, because I know there's a lot of people that love their wives and husbands that cheat on them.
Wait. First of all,
then they get. Oh gosh, I was about to say a word, but let me stop.
Okay. Let me just jump and say this: we are not promoting anything about any infidelity or anything that goes on. We're not promoting that. We're not letting people say, "Oh, this is what the hell we do," and this is what that the third. No. There's grown people that got grown issues that deal with grown things day by day, and this is all we doing. We bringing this up. So that was just a little PSA to let y'all know that we we're
not encouraging anything.
Real. Right.
We don't encourage anything.
But it's a real subject and it happens in organizations.
Conversation.
So we got anything else in the chat? Oh, the chat is. Oh my God,
is everybody shy today?
What?
Oh, talking about chest.
It just stuck out that.
She talking about when nobles get all dressed up. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
And when y'all smell good. And y'all be having us like the Little Mermaid. Remember when she floated out of her body, having that experience?
Oh,
goodness. So delightful.
Oh, goodness. Go ahead, Federico.
If I know of somebody flirting with the woman I'm dating, first, I'm going to let her handle it. If he insists, well, I guess there will be some furniture moving.
Right? Right? Let's move some furniture around this place. Hey, man, listen, it's the Loud, Uncut, and Real podcast. We want y'all to call. If y'all scared to call, it's okay. We understand.
We know y'all in real life. Y'all better stop playing with me. Y'all know good and well if we was on the phone right now, it'd be we already know your name. Just call in.
We want to hear from you, all right? 901-341-7336, 901-341-7336. We're still talking about this topic. What would you do? All right, so just continue on hitting us up. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to go into our next segment called Headlines. We'll see you in about a couple of minutes. It's Loud, Uncut, and Real.
Is your temple, port, or desert putting on an event that the whole domain should know about? If so, why not advertise it through IMR on a commercial just like this one? Send that event info in to PR@AEAOMNS.org and let us know what's hot in these streets.
Come out and party with our Imperial Potentate and our Imperial Commandress as they enjoy a night on the bayou. A semi-formal affair with a mix of tranquility, fellowship, and a little turn up. Get your tickets via bit.ly/IS24NOTB. Don't forget to mark your calendars for Tuesday, August 20th.
And we
wait.
What do you mean wait? What do you mean wait?
The comments.
I was just saying we was back, but
right?
The comments are hot over here.
If she is not your main thing, she fair game.
Oh, hit the bomb. Yeah.
Go ahead.
People only do what you allow them to do.
That is absolutely correct.
All right. So that's the last one. Okay, so keep the comments coming. We'll go ahead and we'll default to your comments. We want you to call. Okay, one brave soul, somebody.
Don't be scared. We're your friends.
Right.
All right. Now, for those who are not in the order, well, this is something that you can get on. This is a new segment that we call Headlines. Now, what I do is I scour the internet to find things that I just can't believe. I can't make this up. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so within headlines, it's a lot of stuff that's happened since we've been on 2 weeks ago, ladies. A lot of stuff that's happened. And first it was this.
Take a look at what happened.
Assassination attempt of the former president at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. And authorities appear to be no closer to declaring a motive, but a clear picture of the shooter and the actions of 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks is emerging. A source familiar with the investigation telling NBC News Crooks flew a drone at the rally site mere hours before Donald Trump took the stage. Two senior law enforcement sources tell NBC News the FBI has uncovered more than 14,000 links on the phone of the shooter, and that online searches by Crooks involved depressive disorder, explosive materials, and chemical compounds, as well as information about the 2021 Oxford High School mass shooting and convicted shooter Ethan Crumbley.
What is your thoughts on this whole Trump being almost assassinated? Anybody? Any thoughts?
It's the almost for me. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I may be the only one in this God's green earth who don't believe that this happened. That this whole thing was staged.
Oh, you know about it.
Okay, cool. Because soon as he went and hit his ear, when you look and he pulled his hand down, there's no blood. And then he said, the ear is the most bloodiest part of your body. But there was no blood in his hand. I'm sorry. So said anything?
Yeah. So, certainly it could take time for that to happen. Blood just doesn't squirt out instant, but we're traveling down a dark road. And I just want to say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad it didn't look like us. That's the first thing, because God forbid they had one of your cousins, Yates, had it been one of your cousins.
Oh, come on.
Then it would have been an issue. But again, here's the thing about assassinations. Throughout history, you've noticed there have been several presidents who've been assassinated. And guess what? We didn't make fun of that when it was over. We weren't walking around with ear bandages on and, making it a statement like McCain
wearing it on a different ear, the wrong ear. Go ahead.
I watch a lot of horror movies. I know that they do a lot of things with fake blood. But again, I just didn't think that's something that, it seemed to be folly. And, again, for the American people, again, that's just not what you do. You know what I mean? So
Chad is crazy. What's up?
Red
alert, Shy Guy 19, girl.
Red alert, Shy Guy 19. Red alert, Shy Guy 19.
I said it this time, but y'all loud. As I don't wish death on anyone, i.e. King Kennedy, etc. But we darn sure don't need him.
I don't disagree at all.
Not at all.
Yoda 6996, political decorum is no more.
Namoosh, gun.
Kamala 2024.
Oh,
she's popping right now. Oh,
yes, she is. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. So I'm gonna get to her in a second. But I believe that Trump, you're an actor. You can do whatever you want to do. I really feel as though this was a way to pull at people's heartstrings. So you go be like, oh my God, I want to vote for him. But anyway,
didn't happen. Didn't happen.
Yeah. So
it did that day. I mean, and for those few days to
follow, it did for them people. It did. So when that happened, then the people of Philadelphia and Carmen, stop calling people my cousins because they're not. This is running joke that we have in here. But the people in Philadelphia shook their head and was pissed off because of this.
Please welcome Amber Rose from South Philadelphia.
No matter your political background,
that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States.
Yo, I was pissed off when I seen that.
Why? How? That's
Because
her that was her inner Kanye coming out.
Because I mean, first of all, they called her a rap influencer, right? That's what they put up on the screen. I didn't get to show that part, but on the screen they put her as a rap influencer.
The best
right?
part about Amber Rose, you didn't even really see on that video. Let's be real
know.
clear. That Amber Rose is not known for talent other than the physical. So at the end of the day, what were we talking about?
But to have her represent and represent the black folks, she was representing black people. Well, number one, number two, she represented South Philly because they said, well, Philadelphia, because she said from South Philly. You know, every Philadelphia went like this. Every Philadelphian, I guarantee you, put their head down and was like, no.
Again, Kanye is the quintessential clown, coon. Again, we've really got to learn to stop majoring in minors. That was such a minor moment in time. Nobody cares that Amber Rose went up there. Somebody got banked and she got paid. You don't think she did that for free, did you? No. When the last time Amber Rose made some money?
How about that? How about that? Okay. And then after that happened, then this happened.
Rachel, the president, in a tweet just announcing that he is offering his full support and endorsement for Kamala Harris to be the nominee of the party. I want to read this full message from him. He says, "My fellow Democrats, I've decided not to accept the nomination, to focus all my energies on my duties as president for the remainder of my term." He says, "My very first decision as the party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president, and it's been the best decision I've made." He says, "Today I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. Democrats," he says, "it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this."
Does everybody feel the same way that I feel, that finally they did something right? Does everybody feel the same way I feel?
I'm glad he made the decision to step down, because you can tell from when he was with President Obama, he was a bull in a crystal shop. You couldn't stop by
him down.
But you can tell this job ages you. He's the oldest president, and so he looks like he needed to make that decision to take care of what's left of his life to spend with his family and take care of himself, because you don't want to be in a position where you find yourself you're dying in office kind of thing. So he has to take care of himself, and he has a strong VP that's willing to go all the way. So I think that was a great decision on his part.
What about you, Sen? Anything?
Yeah, and so of course, the VP is 59 years old. So she still has that zeal, that enthusiasm. We know in America, the working class people, they're working through into the 60s. We would hope that by the time they get to President Biden's age, that they are retired and enjoying life. Certainly, when we're looking at President Biden, we don't see that VP that was with President Obama. Right. And as Carmen Sandiego, that job ages you. We were able to see that with, all the previous presidents. That right now, he looks like a very old, frail white guy that can barely move comfortably and fluidly. And so I think that it was a good decision, but I will be honest that I think that they messed up doing it right before the November election. We knew that this man was old when we elected him in 2020. So there should have been a better plan of what they needed to do for this first term, this term being his only term, and that there weren't these rumors and different things that were coming out to, leak into the media saying that they want him out of there, saying that they're pulling donations. That's just more ammunition for the other side to use to be able to say that our party or the Democrats don't know what they're doing. They have no plan. They have nothing in place. So I don't like that. And I will be clear that I don't like, regardless of how anyone feels about the VP, I don't like the attacks on her either. When we're speaking to like who she is, you can speak to her work record, you can speak to what she did as a district attorney, as an attorney general. But when we start to call the VP a whore and we take up these white supremacist tactics and language, this is wrong as far as I'm concerned.
I'm gonna pose a question about that. Yeah, but let's go to the chat and call in. Yeah, but I gotta pose a question with regard to what you said, baby.
901-341-7336 is the number. You can call in right now. Call in right now. Talk about it. 901-341-7336. What's going on in the chat?
So Red Alert Shy Guy 19, who's not shy at all, says, panel, who would you like to see as her running mate VP?
Good question. Good question. I would say Wes Moore. He said that he's not going to, but that's who I would love to see run for her, Wes Moore.
I wish Michelle Obama was in the run.
That would be dope. That would be dope. Okay.
I would vote for her over Kamala, but go ahead.
Federico Valier says that Project 2025 is terrifying, especially for vets, senior citizens, and educators. Hashtag Kamala for president.
Not only is it terrifying for them, but it's also terrifying for all of those who are in this country that doesn't have a green card or has citizenship. Anyway, go ahead, Sen.
DJ I Hustle says, man, look, after Trump pumped that fist, I said, oh, hell, he in there in November. He sure did come up pumping that fist like victory with the ketchup on his ear.
I said the same thing. I felt the same thing. Go ahead.
He revved his bass up.
Right.
Marvin Hill 61 says, words matter. Political leaders are talking hate and not trying to unify.
Facts. Facts. And that's on both sides.
The people are taking that because many of the people don't want to be unified either. And so they're taking that.
Okay, so I had shared with my team. I perused the Book of Faces, and I ran across a panel because again, last night you had the win with the black men win, or win with black men, whatever they called it, and it was the movement of the day, raising millions of dollars, in support of Kamala, and all that's great, but then you run across a post where black men don't exactly feel that way about Kamala, just as in general. So I was trying to get the feedback from the black men, because clearly the black women are supporting, regardless of whether you should Greek or OES or college educated or not. But black men were a trick on this one, and last night was a catalyst for this. So I put my readers on with this one. Black Caesar says, if Obama would have been married to a white woman, black women would not have voted for him to the degree that they did. All that smooth-ish he was doing, well-dressed in a suit, he would have been a sellout, stiff in their eye. Now, y'all want black men to support this confused, fake, AKA snowman lover that she hides. Y'all must think this is an episode of Scandal or something. So, there are some black men that are like, okay, yeah, it sounds real show scandalous, because again, you got to look at Kamala. She got a husband whose last name she don't even use.
Right. Facts.
And you hardly ever see the man. And again, she got some other things about it. When she first came on the scene, there was a lot of talks of, her putting more black men behind bars than any other attorney in California at the time. But she gets kudos for being an 86 graduate from Howard University. It's the blackest of black schools you can go to. But as black men, what are your thoughts on Kamala? Like, we're not going to speak to whether or not, because there's some of us that may or may not agree that she should be the the presidential nominee. But right now, it seems like that's what we got. But as black men, what do you think about that?
901-341-7336, 901-341-7336. Call us, or hit us up in the chat. Now, before we go into the chat, I'm going to answer that real quick. I don't like what he said. I don't feel what he said. My whole thing is this. If you don't know anything, you would know that Kamala has dated Montel Williams before. So obviously, and she has another black daughter. Am I correct?
She doesn't have children.
Huh?
She doesn't have children.
Oh, this so that wasn't her daughter. Okay.
That was his daughter.
That was his daughter. Thank you for clarifying that. But yet and still, that shows me that it's not like she been out there dating white men from day one. You know what I mean? She wasn't doing that. And if that was the case, she wouldn't have been with Montel Williams. Plain and simple.
So she ain't with Montel Williams. She with the white man.
Right, I'm just saying. Go hard
for you. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, it's not like she hasn't been with a black man before. You know what I mean? A lot of people who've been with black people before and they go on ahead and want to move on is because of the fact that they had several failed attempts. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know it too well because of the fact is I married black, so I can't really speak too much on that. But the fact of the matter is that I don't care who she's married to. My whole thing is this: as long as she can get the job done, as long as she's better than what we have, I don't care. She is much better than what we had, and what we now have to go against. Plain and simple. That's all I need to say. Let's jump to the chat. Anybody got something to say in the chat? Let's go. 901-341-7336. Go ahead.
Kismet Burley says, I guess she's answering the question about who would you like to see as her running mate? Pete Buttigieg or John Ossoff. They could be the future of the party.
I don't like you one of them last names, honestly.
I don't like Buttigieg. I'm not a fan of Buttigieg. Nah, I'm sorry. Next.
Red Alert Shy Guy 19, who's not really shy, says, I don't know her personally, so I can't judge her. Love is love. I have a mixed race daughter and son-in-law, and I'm kind of going to go there myself. So I'm black, so I just want to kind of be clear. Don't let the light-skinnedness fool you, but I'm black. However, my family is absolutely the Rainbow Coalition out this mug, from New York all the way down south to Alabama somewhere, right? And so my thing is that when we're talking about like who she loves, this is such an outdated argument. But I know that it means something for people. But really, mind your business, stay out of people's bedrooms, stay out of people's marriages. When it comes to if she is pandering, I mean, there are real arguments there that people can say, like, yes, absolutely, she is pandering. But there are arguments to suggest otherwise as well. The thing that moves me, especially with our brothers, our kings, our black men, when the argument comes up about her having locked up so many black men and that it was unprecedented. Do you know what Donald Trump did? About the Central Park
Five. Yep. Let's talk about that.
Against those kids. And people, I'm from New York, so I grew up on Trump, which is why I was so surprised that he actually became president of the United States, because that's a joke. And so when we're talking about who has been against black folk, she's an attorney. So her job was to deal with the law. And so where's the credit in that?
Right.
That's what her profession was deal with the law. And people got caught, not doing the right thing. Now, certainly as with any politician, as with someone who's an elected official, right? Someone who has the votes of the people, what we understand is that every move that they make, every decision that they make, we're not going to agree with. Like her anti-truancy bills that she passed. It was like a school to prison pipeline. And so certainly these are the things that we can challenge her on as she is going into becoming potentially the presidential nominee. That's what we can challenge her on. Did you learn the lesson in seeking that school to prison pipeline and actually, jailing parents for the truancy of their kids?
Check the chat. We got people chatting in the chat. Let's go ahead and run through them real quick.
Lenora 1203 says, being married to a white person does not define you if you are Black. That's right, because when you stop law enforcement, they don't care. They still gonna whatever. So I just
keep it moving.
Who you love.
Keep it all right.
Richard McDonald says she has till the convention to tell me about her actual policies. And obviously she can't do that because we just all found out on Sunday.
Well, she better have something in line. She gotta have something in line.
I mean, we don't know what they are. We haven't really heard a lot of Kamala as vice president. Let's be 100 on that one. But let me unconfuse some of you, because I think you all started focusing on Kamala being married to a white man. That wasn't really the issue. The issue was with Black men feeling that all of a sudden, because Kamala has now been placed in this presidential nomination, that all of a sudden they got to do backflips to be supportive of her. But when they watch and see how she moves, they liken it to the show Scandal, where, again, you didn't really need us before. Why you need us? And that was that's personal. Again, these are not all facts. These are just personal opinions of how some Black men, because everybody wasn't on the call yesterday winning with Black men and giving all that money. Everyone didn't feel the same way. And so that was just a different trajectory of what a Black man's thoughts were about Kamala in general, as opposed to what other people felt. It's like, yeah, Kamala, we support you. We giving you our money. We're great. So that was just an opinion. I
don't see her as Olivia Pope. I don't.
You don't. They do. You don't. They do. So
all right. What's we got more. We got more in the chat. Go ahead.
Kismet Burley says, what were those men doing to be locked up? She did her job. I don't care what her policies are now. It is better than Project 2025.
It is.
We hope so. We really hope so.
Right. Because we could be hoodwinked.
We're not gonna get sidewinked by the fact that she's Black, or she went to Howard, or she's a lawyer. We don't want to, she's a woman. We don't want to get all hyped up in that, because she get in the office and she'll be like, well,
yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing Obama did with the Black people. Nothing. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been run them up. The White House didn't fall on us. Anyway, hit us up 901-341-7336, 901-341-7336, or hit us up in the chat. We got to keep this show moving. We'll be back with our next segment called Ninja Please. Don't go nowhere. You want to see this? We'll be back right after these messages.
Are you ready to laugh? The Roscoe C. Washington Student Aid Department is serving up the laughs at their comedy show featuring comedians Joe Claire and Melanie Camacho. August the 21st in the Marriott Grand Ballroom with music by no other than DJ Big Mo. Come ready to win cash prizes in the line dance and camel walk competitions. To be admitted, you must present a registration badge or be accompanied by someone that has a badge. Mark your calendars now so you don't miss out.
Do you enjoy hitting the greens? Are you a whiz at bid whist? Or is bowling more up your alley? The Imperial Recreation Department has something for you. If golf's your thing, set the trend with the inaugural 4-person golf scramble August 17th at the Joseph N. Bartholomew Senior Golf Course at 6514 Congress Drive, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70126. There'll be food and prizes. Come on out for the Ultimate Bid Whist Tournament, August 17th at the Marriott. The $25 entry fee includes refreshments. Or you can enter the bowling tournament on August 18th at the Rocket Bowl at 3016 South Carrollton Ave, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70118. The $50 entry fee includes shoes, food, and drinks. To register for any of these events, go to bit.ly/2024 recreation registration. Mark your calendars. Let's have a great time.
It's HBCU time. Time to represent your HBCU Shrine Style. We're talking about silent auctions and Greek organization stroll-off competitions. You don't want to miss this. Grab your $20 ticket at bit.ly/IS24 HBCU Day Party. It's all going down on August the 17th, so mark your calendars now.
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Sin City with another segment of Ninja Please. So, I really want to discuss with y'all. We saw Joe Biden, that he decided not to take up this re-election. And my Ninja Please moment has to go to some of the elders that are within the organization that hold on to these positions with the Bruce Lee Kung Fu grip, and they just won't let up. Justice. Now, don't ever get me wrong. We all have a place. We all are a part of the organizations, and we want to serve. We want to do the work. But what happens is when people remain in the organization, when they debold the position, it becomes stagnant. The ideas get old and crusty like some Ritz crackers that's in the cupboard. We must stop this madness. I want you to take out of President Biden's playbook. He understood the assignment, and that was to let it go, let it go, let it flow. Okay? And we must. Now, to that point, if you know that you have been in the position for so long and you have done the work, it's okay to pour into the next generation, to mentor them into the position, to teach them so that we can carry on with the excellence. But we've got to be able to pass the torch along. It is just getting ridiculous that we're out here with the oxygen mask. We can't even breathe out this mug. And we're holding on to whatever position that we feel makes us feel important and helps us to maybe have value within ourselves. Find value in mentoring the next generation. And of course, the Wild Uncut and Real podcast. We're on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join us for more Ninja Please. Ow.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. You hit that one right on the nose. You hit that right on the head. Okay, now let's go ahead and jump into our next segment. Where on earth is my girl, Carmen Sandiego?
Hey, yo, it's your girl, Carmen Sandiego, and my job is to let you all know where I have been, where I am going, and where you need to be in this domain. So before I even move past this, I got to shout out illustrious commanders Alejandra Phillip and illustrious potentate Cyril Charity, because Magnus 3 and 100 don't owe me a thing. If you miss being in the Oasis of Alexandria, Virginia this past weekend, you missed an amazing time. And shout out to the Joint Ball Committee and everything. They did a wonderful, wonderful job. Now we got to move forward, because coming up next, we got this Imperial officer named Juwan L. Avery. I think he's the Imperial Oriental Guide. Well, he and the rest of the past potentates of Menzel Temple number 35 in the Oasis of Rock Hill Desert of South Carolina, also known as the Palmetto State, will be having their past potentate weekend. No fezzes required. You can come and you can relax, and you can wear your white and you can wear your black, your casual clothes, and enjoy yourself. And that is what I'm talking about. And guess what? After we move past the Palmetto State, we're going to keep it going in the next 3 weeks, because I hope to see every last one of you in NOLA. Baby, we are waiting for Imperial Session 2024. It's going to be a great time, and I hope you all are starting to get packed. You are registered and you are ready to go, because it's going to be a good time had by all. And guess what? That is where your girl Carmen Sandiego is going to be in this domain.
Now, if you want to be where Carmen Sandiego is going to be, or if you want Carmen Sandiego to come to where you are, you can definitely have that done. You can have it done. You can have it done. She will be able to show up. All you got to do is hit up PR@AEAOMNS.org, PR@AEAOMNS.org, and you might be able to go ahead and advertise on the show by hitting that up, or you can have the show come to wherever you are and we do it live. How about that?
How about that?
PR@AEAOMNS.org. All right, man. Listen, we are at the end of the show. Okay, let me see. See. Y'all don't have this going on in your ear, so I'm going to make sure I say it right. PR@AEAOMNS.org. Okay.
I thought you were saying PR@AEOMNS.com. All them letters ran together, baby.
Oh man. Listen, we got to get up out of here, man, and we got shout outs to give. But first, let's go ahead and jump into the chat. Go ahead with the chat. Let's see who's all in there.
Wait, hold on. Muscled Opulence 9. Y'all like that? I got that. People are willing to die in seats for control and self-validation. Hashtag my Fisher Price first title. Daughter Mosley says, see ya in NOLA.
That's right.
See ya in NOLA.
That's right.
Natalie,
thank you, worthy matron. Yep.
Is that it? Is that all? We done? We through? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead with the shout outs. Sin, what's your shout outs, man?
Hey, so I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I definitely want to say her name. That's Sonia Massey. People, know your rights. Also, check on the people that's dealing with mental illness. Check on them.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Yes. Okay. My girl Carmen Sandiego.
Man, listen, the best thing that could have happened to this podcast is for us to be on YouTube, because I am so elated to see so many of our daughters and nobles chiming in. Now, y'all didn't call because y'all super shy, but it did not stop you from jumping in this chat and making this show what it is tonight. So my heart, my love goes out to each and every one of you, and we look forward for you all coming back with us in 2 weeks.
All right, what up, Ski? I want to give a shout out to the Smashbox Life. I want to give a shout out to everybody who pulled this show up, man. This is the podcast. I thank God, like she said, that we are now on YouTube, so it's easy for you guys to find. We really appreciate that, man. Tell a friend, tell another friend. You know what I mean? We here. We're going to be here. We're going to talk. We're going to conversate. We're going to deal with issues, and we're going to work them out, okay? Because this is how we do it. We keeping it loud, uncut, and real. So, like we say each and every other week, God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
Keep your head up to the sky because there's no one better than him. Believe me.
We know.
We are out of here. It's the LUR Podcast.